Hey, my name's Aaron and I'm an appliance technician. I'm going to show you my top 3 washing machines that I would buy to put in my own personal home. I have been working on appliances, selling appliances, delivering and installing appliances for the past 4 to 5 years now, and I can tell you for certain there's a few models I would 100% put in my own home. So let me start out. Our first model and my most highly rated brand is going to be the Speed Queen TC5 model. So the main reasons I like the Speed Queen TC5 model, there's no lid lock to go bad. Even on some of the other Speed Queen models, I have seen the lid locks go bad, so that's not a problem on those. As well as they're just built more like the old school machines. They only come with a 5-year warranty versus some Speed Queens come up to 7 with the TR700 model. But overall, from everything I've read, everything I've seen, and also when I've seen these machines in person, the TC5 is gonna be the best pick. So that's my #1 washer pick, would be the Speed Queen TC500 model. The only downside I really can see with the Speed Queen TC500 is it's usually around a 3.2 capacity. They don't make them in the extra large capacity. In my personal opinion, that's why they don't break as much, because they're not overloaded and they're not these ginormous machines. They're built at like basically the perfect size where they're not too big, not too small. You may struggle putting like an extra large comforter in there or something like that, but that's the only downside from this machine. One of the upsides, it does come with the pole agitator in the middle, just like everybody likes. So the TC5 is definitely my favorite Speed Queen model. These right here are TR700 models. These are very great as well. They do have a few more fancier options here. The main difference, I know, it does agitate a little bit differently. It's a little bit different design, and it also has the lid lock. So the main reason I prefer the TC5 is it's built more like an old school machine, doesn't have the lid lock, but the TR700s come with a 7-year manufacturer warranty. You can't beat that. So I would say definitely anything Speed Queen, but overall the TC5 is probably my favorite washing machine. Not saying that the TC7 or the TR7 or TR3 is not good. I'll definitely go with the TC5. Second brand I'm going for, it may surprise you, but we're just gonna go with the standard top load GE washing machine. Here's kind of an example of, this one's a couple years older, but you can still get a similar model brand new. I would not get the one with all the digital controls. There is still a control board on all new machines, but these knob controls seem to be way better than the touch panel controls. So the main reasons why I like GE, they actually can still come with a pretty large capacity, unlike the Speed Queen models, which are a little smaller. You don't have a lot of suspension rod issues on GEs. It's not as common at all. Your main issues on a machine like this potentially would be a lid lock. It's a very cheap, inexpensive fix that doesn't happen a ton, or a belt. Again, about $10 for a replacement belt. So overall, this would be my top 2 choice of machines that I would put in my own home, and that would be a basic GE washer. I will put in some model numbers to the new models I like of the GE, but they're very similar to this. So I would be very happy. It's a very budget-friendly machine as well. I believe these go for anywhere from $5.99 to $6.99. My top 3 machine that I would 100% put in my home. Some people would be #1. The main reason I'm putting this as my 3rd is because this is a harder machine to find. It's a little bit older. You can only find it used. They don't make it anymore. That's going to be any Whirlpool Maytag style direct drive washing machine. I have an example of one right here. This one's made by Whirlpool, but it is a Roper model. So if it's a Roper, Whirlpool, or anything like that, it's not a problem at all. Basically, the easiest way to find a direct drive model, it's one that doesn't have a start button or any sensing lights. It's always going to have a pull to start knob, and it's all manual, doesn't have any control board. I've owned these machines myself, and they last forever. These machines, only downside, they are a little bit smaller capacity, but it's going to last you 20 to 30 years easy. Most people that have these, they're still running. A lot of the issues that come along with these are very, very simple and easy to fix. This is going to be best to find from like a Refurbished appliance store or potentially Facebook Marketplace, as long as someone can show you that everything's testing and working properly. Try not to get scammed on Facebook Marketplace. But this is only top 3 because they don't make it anymore. But if you can find one of these in good shape, I would definitely recommend this, especially for the price. You shouldn't pay much more than $250 to $300 for one of these, maybe even cheaper used on Marketplace. So yeah, that's my top 3 pick, the Whirlpool Direct Drive. I will say, if you find a good Refurbished appliance store like my own, if you're in upstate South Carolina, I'll link our email and a few other things down below if you want to contact us if you're looking for anything. if you find a good refurbished store and not somebody just selling junk, I will show you one more style machine that I can recommend as long as it's refurbished, thoroughly tested, and ready to go with warranty. Let me show you that one next. So this is our bonus machine. It's the drum roll Amana, or Amana, however you want to say that, which is made by Whirlpool, and it's kind of their base model machine. The main reason this isn't on my top list is because there is some things that go wrong with this. A big one is the suspension rods. Over time it gets very bouncy and it makes all your clothes go crazy out of balance. And the newer models do have some board issues, but if you buy it from somewhere like me, we thoroughly check, refurbish the suspension rods, make sure the board and everything is in perfect condition, and we include a 60-day warranty, and we have up to a 1-year warranty available. So if you find a good refurbished store, or you're potentially in the upstate South Carolina, let me know. But a good refurbished store, they're gonna make sure your rods, when you push down, this is nice and stiff, not bouncy. And they're gonna make sure that these machines are thoroughly checked and tested. I usually sell these from anywhere from $250 to $300, or $325 usually. So for the budget and for what it is, these are great machines. I would not recommend buying this new. I would mainly buy the Speed Queen or the GE if I were gonna buy a brand new model. But if you wanna get a refurbished or used model, I would be very careful buying this on Facebook Marketplace or something like that, because people just beat up these machines, they overload them, they tear them up, and then they still try to sell them. And if it is a beat up machine, I mean, I've seen a lot of these that were junk, but if it's properly refurbished or taken care of, maybe an older person owns it and they're just getting rid of it, I would definitely go to one of these machines if it was a used model. As well as a roper, which is basically the exact same machine as the Amana. Looks exactly the same. It's also made by Whirlpool. And then also there's a basic Whirlpool model that has a silver control panel. Also your basic Maytag model. These are all gonna be very similar machines. As long as they're in good condition, have been thoroughly refurbished and checked, I would 100% recommend these machines. But with that being said, be very careful of people selling junk online if you don't buy it brand new. So those are some top machines I would pick. I will link down in the description. I'll put down the model numbers and everything if you want to take a look at these. My number one pick is of course always going to be the Speed Queens. Those are great machines. Even if you could find them used, they're great machines. The only downside to the Speed Queens, they are a little pricier. But best budget wise, best machine, I would go with the GE top loader machine that doesn't have all the digital controls. Other than that, good luck, and if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. If you are debating on buying a new machine or fixing it, please check out my channel because we do a lot of repairs and I have a lot of easy fixes. If that's something you want to check out first before you go and buy a new machine, just let me know and check out my channel. Thanks for watching.